Hey, what's going on, gang? It's Brian with Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Hey, wanted to do a glove review for you guys. I think you guys will really enjoy this one. It's the M-Pact Gloves by Mechanix. So let's take some time, let's talk about gloves and safety and protection, and let's cover these gloves really quick. Alright, as you guys can see, we've got the M-Pact gloves here, and this is what I'm going to do a review on. The guys over at Mechanix were kind enough to send us a pair to review, and I want to kind of show you some of the highlights and why I really use these gloves and really appreciate them out in the field when we're working, especially in the spring and fall months. I've got two other brands and two other competitor gloves, if you will. We don't really use them too often, but we keep them in our truck as extra gloves. But I really want to highlight some of the reasons why the M-Pact gloves are worth the investment and why we use them. And like I said, the guys over at Mechanix were gracious enough to send us a pair to review and demo. We buy a pair or two every year either which way, but you know, right here you can get a pack of maybe 10 or 20 of these gloves for very cheap, 10, 20 bucks tops. You can get your these are Wells Lamont, but you can get the firm grip style, as you guys know, from Home Depot and Lowe's for 15 bucks a pair. But the reason I want to cover the M-Pact glove is because this is the glove that we use all the time in the spring, all the time in the fall. They last the longest, and they're just the best value that we've come to use. So let's throw those aside for now. Might draw some comparisons with both of them, but just wanted to do a quick unboxing for you. As you can see, what I really like about the glove is that they're a high quality glove. As you guys can see, you have the knuckle guard right here that goes all the way around and onto the fingers, and I'll give you guys some practical uses and some practical reasons why I like these kind of gloves. And you know, when you're changing your lawnmower blades and you're under the deck, this extra guard here on the knuckles is going to help you dramatically. There's nothing worse than when you're holding onto a lawnmower blade and you're making that last wrench or two, and you know, as you're getting the blade and you're trying to pull that wrench off really tight, and your hand slips or the wrench slips and you bust your knuckles on the inner part of the deck, underneath the deck, that's no fun. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done that too. Doesn't matter how hard you get everything wedged and how tight the wrench is or whatnot. It just seems like every once a month you're pulling as hard as you can, and you pull that wrench and your knuckles slip, and bang, and you cut up your knuckles. That's no fun at all. I really like how they have the knuckle protection here all the way around, so you can not bust your knuckles, if you will, when you're wrenching. Another part I really like is specifically when you have the glove on, like so, and you're using it on the blower. Again, you have that trigger. You know, if you don't use gloves in the spring, until your hands are tight with like calluses, I mean, and really thick, as you can see, mine are not like that right now. They're pretty soft from winter. You know, right here especially, you can really wear out your hand and almost get a blister, if you will, in the spring. Because when you have the pistol grip with the blower and you're trying to turn the nozzle all over the place, you can actually wear this part out of your hand pretty quickly. And I love the extra padding here and here that stops you from blistering your hand in the spring and of course in the fall, until you have some thick calluses on your hand. I really like how they protect you from that, and you know, for a $30 glove, it's not that bad of an investment to keep your hands safe and to keep your hands from getting all dinged up, if you will. One thing I really like as well is the pointer finger, how it doesn't have the grip on it. As you guys know, when you're working, sometimes in the spring or in the fall, whether it's just cold out in the morning, it's 30-40 degrees sometimes, even when it's 60 degrees out, it can still feel pretty cool. You know, sometimes your nose is just running or dripping, or sometimes there's pollen and different grasses in the air, and you know, your nose just starts watering. And you go to rub your nose with the inside of the finger or the outside, and you rub your nose about 100 times a day. That really does take a toll on your face, and makes your face break out, and all kinds of things like that. I really like how it's just a regular like leather feel here, and it just absorbs that, and that way you're not, you know, tearing up your nose and your face. One thing I really like too is the thickness of the glove. You know, as you guys know, you're out there and you're going under trees with your lawnmower and whatnot. Sometimes you're grabbing a handful of branches or a thick branch, and you got to move it out of your way before it whaps you in the face. That's always fun. I like how these are thick, that you can grab a branch like that and it's not going to puncture through the glove or anything like that, especially those little you know, trees that have the thorns on them, if you will. These are a thick glove that it's not going to let that through. And at the same time, like I was talking about, you've got the ventilation to where your hands aren't getting all sweaty as well. You know, another practical part of the glove is they're built to last. They're nice and thick, and they really protect your hands, so when you're dropping your ramp gait, you know, 200 times a week or whatever you got going on, you use any other kind of glove and your finger gets in between the ramp gate and the cement, you're probably going to pinch your finger, and that sucks. I really like how these gloves are thick, that even if you drop your ramp gate, you know, 12 inches, 18 inches from the ground, and somehow, you know, your finger goes with it a little bit and you kind of lose your step, it's not going to smash your finger, because these gloves are nice and thick and they're going to protect your gloves. You know, the difference is, as you guys can imagine, like we have some extra gloves here that we've used from times past as a comparison. And as you can see, these gloves are really thin, but you can get a pack of them for 20 bucks. But you know, these are more just kind of like warehouse gloves. And same thing with these, the firm grip style. After a while, the knuckles just get beat up, as you guys can see. The corners just start burning out, they flake apart, and they're not bad gloves. They only last about a season. Specifically on this one, they always seem to break here on the side, which I'm not a big fan of. That doesn't happen as fast with the M-Pact gloves. They have a much more high quality material here on the side, and it conforms to your finger really nice. And look at all the extra stitching and how thick it is over here on the finger. It's a much better quality design. So for 30 bucks, 35 bucks a glove, they're definitely worth it. That's kind of why we go for those, and that's why we invest in the nicer ones versus just having some extra gloves. You know, the only glove that's really bad, as you guys know, is sometimes you get out there and you forget your gloves, is when you're at the gas station filling up in the morning and you got to go buy those cloth $4 type gloves. Those are not fun at all. And although you get a pack of 6 of them or whatever for $4, just kind of like throwaway, you know, moving gloves, if you will. The last part you guys would probably want to know is just the cons. You know, these aren't cheap. You know, they're 35 bucks for this pair. You can get them on their website. You can get them on Amazon. I think you can get some of these at AutoZone even. We normally get our gloves, even the cheaper, like fast slip-on ones that they have, I believe they're called. You can get a pair for probably 20 bucks over at Home Depot. That's normally where we get all of our stuff, is Home Depot and Lowe's. The only con that I can think about is not really M-Pact's fault and Mechanix' fault, is that when they're $35 and you put them on your lawnmower and your glove spot or in your pop holder spot, shuttling from lawn to lawn, there's nothing worse than when you're driving down the road and you get to your next stop in the subdivision or 2 subdivisions down the road and they're not there, and you have one that gets sucked right off the mower and blows away, and at 30 bucks a pop, that can be pretty you guys you know what I'm talking about. You get pretty mad and frustrated. You're looking under the mower deck, you're looking at the back of the tailgate, you're hoping it's there, and you know, they blow away. So I can't really think of any other cons than that. Then when you put them on the mower seat or on the platform where your feet go, or in the cup holder spot, or even worse, you're working on some equipment and you put them on your tailgate and they fly off, and you know, you're out 30 bucks because you can't just have one pair, you know, or one hand. It looks kind of dorky out there. So, but overall, these are I'd give these an A. These are the gloves that we use the most. These and their fast, like slip-on kind that you can get for 15, 20 bucks at Home Depot and Lowe's. But check them out. M-Pact, you guys cannot go wrong with these. These are the gloves that we use, and same thing, you know, these will give you the protection you need in the spring and in the fall. I definitely recommend these, and I hope you guys check them out and support them. They're a great company, great brand. You can use them for a lot of other reasons besides lawn care and landscaping. But that's just our quick review on M-Pact gloves. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and if you ever have a question, feel free to shoot us a message. All right, thanks for watching.